I want to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rakharkadash. I want to give double honor to my apostles and elders that came before me that brought me into this truth. I'm not sure what this video is going to be called, but these are simply going to be updates on this Iranian conflict as well as other political news from the United States of America as well as around the world. Okay, so if you haven't been living under a rock, you know that there's still massive amounts of conflicts between the United States and Iran, as well as between Israel and Iran, and it's only getting worse for the U.S. So let's go here. Now, there are plenty of talks of the United States getting prepared to send ground troops. Matter of fact, let me try to look this up real quick. Ground troops deployment Trump. Okay, I remember. Yeah, look at here. Look here. What is this? The Washington Post. The Washington Post. I don't even think I'll be able to look at this here. Let's keep it a bean. Yeah, that's okay. They're gonna paywall me. No big deal. Look at this. The AP. All right. Thousands more U.S. troops are heading to the Middle East. Washington AP from, what was that, yesterday? Thousands of additional U.S. troops are heading to the Middle East as the Trump administration has insisted that progress has been made in talks with Iran and has threatened to escalate the war if a deal is not reached soon. So you're making progress, but at the same time, you are feinting or you're threatening them with dropping ground troops on them. And in the midst of these negotiations, you're still bombing them. How interesting is that? Now, we're going to read the rest of this, and we're going to go to X to see how much progress we're making with these, or how much progress the United States is making with these negotiations, right? The aircraft carrier USS George H.W. Bush deployed Tuesday and is slated to go to the Middle East along with 3 destroyers, 2 U.S. officials said. The carrier strike group consists of more than 6,000 sailors. It comes as thousands of soldiers from the 82nd Airborne Division also have begun arriving in the Middle East, according to 2 other U.S. officials who, like the others, spoke on condition of anonymity to discuss sensitive military plans. While the majority of those troops are part of a rotation of forces planned before the war, some are among roughly 1,500 paratroopers the Trump administration decided to surge into the region last week. The Trump administration has not said what those troops will be doing, but the 82nd Airborne is trained to parachute into hostile or contested territory to secure key territory and airfields. A U.S. Navy ship carrying about 2,500 Marines recently arrived in the Middle East, and another 2,500 Marines also are being deployed from California. Wow. Look at this. The extra forces on top of tens of thousands of service members already in the region come as Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth and other administration officials have avoided questions about whether or not the U.S. military will deploy ground troops against Iran. You can't fight and win a war if you tell your adversary what you are willing to do or what you are not willing to do, to include boots on the ground, Hegseth told reporters Tuesday. He added, "Our adversary right now thinks there are 15 different ways we could come at them with boots on the ground. And guess what? There are." But he also said the goal is to reach a deal with Iran through talks because we don't want to have to do more military than we have to. All right, so we'll leave that at that. Okay. Let's go here. What is this? Whoa, what is this? Okay, let's read this quote here. You're going to see a record-breaking deployment by Ford. Derek Caldwell, the Navy's top officer, said during a Center for Strategic and International Studies discussion Tuesday. Okay. Well, obviously, the United States is planning to drop ground troops. I mean, it just hasn't happened yet. It's just a matter of when. Okay, whether it's Friday night here in the U.S., sometime next week, who knows? But we're just waiting on it. Okay. Nonetheless, let's go here. Let's listen to this gentleman, Benjamin Netanyahu. Matter of fact, prior to that, I kind of want to. Yeah, no, I don't think that's correct. So let's go here. Yeah, I think we'll be able to see it here on RT News. Yeah, there we go. U.S. housing troops in U.S. housing troops in civilian zones sparks concerns over possible breach of international humanitarian law. I'm not sure if they meant to. Yeah, that's incorrect. That's incorrect. There was something I saw earlier though. What do we got here? Iron Dome defenses down, so on and so forth. I mean, we're just running through RT News right now. What is this guy gotta say? Okay, let's listen to what he said, because Trump addressed the quote unquote nation today. He addressed the U.S. today. So let's see what he says here.
For 3 years, 1 month, and 2 days, American involvement in World War I lasted 1 year, 7 months, and 5 days. World War II lasted for 3 years, 8 months, and 25 days. The Korean War lasted for 3 years, 1 month, and 2 days. The Vietnam War lasted for 19 years, 5 months, and 29 days. Iraq went on for 8 years, 8 months, and 28 days. We are in this military operation, so powerful, so brilliant, against one of the most powerful countries for 32 days. And the country has been eviscerated and essentially is really no longer a threat. American involvement.
Oh, okay. So Iran is no longer a threat. Says him. Okay. Oh, look at this.
Well done, Mr. President. Well done to our military. I'm very happy to take it. He's going to blow up everything they got. So, well done, Mr. President. Well done to our military. I'm very happy tonight.
Okay, and it is.
He doesn't look happy. He looks freaking pissed. He looks insane. Oh my God, good Lord, man! Look at that freaking smile.
It's wrapping up.
That weird ass smile he threw on. He just threw that smile on real quick, man, like he slapped it on his face real fast.
Okay, and it is wrapping up.
Wow.
I'm very happy tonight.
I'm very happy.
Well done, Mr. President. Well done to our military. I'm very happy tonight.
Okay.
He looks pissed, and he looks like he was reading from a teleprompter, and it said to smile.
And it is wrapping up. But the president did highlight
this man has mental issues, man.
That this was really a far more imminent threat than people perhaps knew.
Take it. He's going to blow.
I've never understood that, why people just randomly bust out with a smile. Just a random weird smile they just throw on their face. They're just the strangest, weirdest thing I've ever seen in my damn life. It's like a freaking robot. Anyway. What do we got here? So I want to go back to here. What do we got here? I mean, this is old. Okay. Well, let's look here.
Saying they're having we have this UN diplomat quitting yesterday, saying they're having open discussions, believing the nuclear war is about to happen. So that's how dangerous this is.
Okay, look, according to information already Russia obtained, British and French already prepared a plan, but they're going to immediately, after that happen, transfer nuclear warheads to Ukrainian, put up the so-called Ukrainian missile, and, will launch them into Russia. So then,
that's what Zelensky's wanted for 4 years. And I love how NATO acts like there's plausible deniability. If Ukraine uses a nuke, Russia's not going to go, we're not going to nuke you. But they believe Europe will win the war, and in the history books, they will be the good guys. So they're setting up nuclear war.
Correct. They're setting up. And there is no way, to stop it, because Trump looks like he is, lunatically, sleepwalking into this, nuclear exchange, because the British just sitting and saying, we've got enough popcorn, let's watch, thinking that, look, but what Russia do the first, they're going to immediately launch, strike against the Britain first. because this is where the nest of this globalists. This is exactly those who planning this whole, and this is exactly who now the biggest problem, because right now London is a headquarters of those who are trying to eliminate humanity, trying to end life of this planet.
We have this.
Again, trying to end life of this planet. Look at that shit. And check this out. Like they stated a second ago, there is no way to avoid this nuclear war. Let's go to it here. Jeremiah 50:45. Therefore, hear ye the counsel of Yahweh, that he hath taken against Babylon, and his purposes, that he hath purposed against the land of the Chaldeans. Surely the least of the flock shall drive them out. Surely he shall make their habitation desolate with them. So the Heavenly Father is going to be nuking, destroying Babylon the Great along with Israel. Okay? And they try to do that nonsense if they want to. Go ahead. Very good. We're waiting for it. We're waiting for it day and night. It has to be removed. Matter of fact, 1 hour. Let's see here. This is Revelation 18. And let's start at 17. For in 1 hour so great riches is come to naught, and every shipmaster and all the company in ships and sailors, and as many as trade by sea stood afar off. And they cast dust on their heads and cried, weeping and wailing, saying, Alas, alas, that great city, wherein were made rich all that had ships in the sea by reason of her costliness. For in 1 hour is she made desolate. The Heavenly Father is going to be putting this place to destruction in 1 hour. Let's go to Isaiah 34, verse 1. Come near, ye nations, to hear, and hearken, ye people. Let the earth hear, and all that is therein the world, and all things that come forth of it. For the indignation, the indignation of Yahweh is upon all nations. So the righteous anger of the Lord is upon all the nations of the earth, and his fury upon all their armies. He hath utterly destroyed them. He hath delivered them to the slaughter. So it is slated for these other nations' military might to go into the slaughter, the destruction. Verse 3, their slain also shall be cast out, and their stink shall come up out of their carcasses, and the mountain shall be melted with their blood, and all the host of heaven shall be dissolved, and the heaven shall be rolled together as a scroll. Shall be what? Rolled together as a scroll. And we can see this in the midst of these different videos coming out with these bombs, these missile strikes in these different areas, and these this different infrastructure that's getting hit. Okay, what do we got here? And all their hosts shall fall down as the leaf falleth off from the vine, and as a falling fig from the fig tree. For my sword shall be bathed in heaven. Behold, it shall come down upon Idumea, and upon the people of my curse. The people of my curse? To judgment. That's the justice the Lord is going to bring to the earth, to the Gentiles. The judgment he's going to lay upon them. Let's go to some more news here. Again, Alex Jones is of the understanding that this thing is going to go nuclear very soon. Soon enough. Let's go to Benjamin Netanyahu and let's see what he has to say.
It could be a year. It could stop. Iran could produce a nuclear weapon in a very short time. It could be a year. It could be within a few months.
They have the wherewithal, the stored up, preserved knowledge to make a bomb very quickly if they wanted to do it.
Iran is so dangerous. Weeks away from having the fissile material for an entire arsenal of nuclear bombs.
They're very close. They're 6 months away from being about 90% of having the enriched uranium for an atom bomb.
Iran is gearing up to produce 25 bombs, atomic bombs a year, 250 bombs in a decade.
Ladies and gentlemen, time is running out.
Iran will be capable of producing alone, without importing anything, nuclear bombs within 3 to 5 years.
Stopped. Iran could.
You see that? So this nigga's a liar, man. This dude right here, Benjamin Netanyahu, was a clear-cut, indiscriminate liar. And he's been running his mouth about this since the damn 90s. What was it, the 90s? 95? For 30 years, this nigga's been running his mouth saying that Iran is getting prepared to launch a nuclear bomb, and they still don't have it. They still don't have it. So obviously the way of Esau is going to lead him into his own destruction. Matter of fact, let me see here. Fall therein, I think that's it. Fall therein. No, that has to be in the Apocrypha. Fall therein. I want to get modify search. Exact phrase. Dang. Might be fall therein. I gotta find it, man. I got to find it. Exact phrase. No. Okay. Let me try this. Oh, beautiful. Proverbs 26 and verse 27. Whoso diggeth a pit shall fall therein, and he that rolleth the stone, it will return upon him. You see that one? So the Heavenly Father is allowing Esau to do all these wild shenanigans around the earth, but it's all going to lead to his own destruction. He can't help himself. Insatiable is he. All right? Let's go to Psalms. So, well, yeah, 55. 55 and what do we got here? Let me see here. Was it? Is it 55 or? Yeah, here we go. Yeah, I think we'll read here. Psalms 55 and 19. God shall hear and afflict them, even he that abideth of old, Selah, because they have no changes, therefore they fear not God. He hath put forth his hands against such as be at peace with him. He hath broken his covenant. And what covenant was broken? The United States completely destroyed the deal that was broken underneath Barack Obama that guaranteed that Iran would not build a nuclear weapon, and they would get consistently checked and get confirmation by these other countries that were in the midst of this deal that they wouldn't they would be getting checked by other countries to verify that Iran was not planning on building a nuclear weapon. But Trump shut that thing down in his first term, and now we're now the United States is dealing with the ramifications of this. Now they're scrambling to make sure Iran doesn't have a nuclear weapon, even though it was already understood they wouldn't prior to Trump's first term. Nevertheless, it doesn't matter. America is going to be destroyed. Okay, that's the point. Okay, and again, they have no changes. They can't get right. They're always looking for problems. They're always looking for trouble. And they're always starting trouble. But trouble is going to find them soon enough. Look at this. He hath put forth his hands against such as be at peace with him. He hath broken his covenant. So in the midst of these deals that were being brokered between the United States and Iran, allegedly, right? Then the United States and Israel launched attacks against Iran. How beautiful is that? How wonderful is that? How sweet is that? Right? That's sweet. That's really nice. But of course, that's the United States for you. That's Babylon the Great for you. Okay? Who would have thought the Israelites would be linking up with Babylon the Great in order to stop Iran? I mean, really? Give me a break. And these are the people of the Bible. Okay, sure. Whatever the case may be, let's check this out here. Some more ramifications from this war.
But now I've got proof. Check this out. So many people did not believe me when I said we might go into a lockdown due to the situation in Iran, but now I've got proof. Check this out.
Is bringing state and territory leaders together again to finally find an answer to the fuel crisis. Some drastic measures similar to the days of COVID could be on the table as the government braces for a worst-case scenario.
Questions fly about fuel supply.
The anxiety levels are as high as I've seen, maybe with some even higher than COVID.
The further measures they will consider based on the International Energy Agency's plan, encouraging 3 days work from home, 10 kilometres per hour lower speed limits, encouraging public transport and carpooling, and odd and evens number plate days in cities.
We are on the 1 yard line of this whole situation. This is like February of 2020, right before we went into lockdowns in March when the whole COVID disaster happened. You need to be prepared. I would start stocking up on things before things start running out or going up in price to the point where they are unaffordable. Get ready.
All right. So things are hitting the fan, man. Things are hitting the fan. So let's go here. Beautiful. Just found this.
And the Israeli leaders at the moment I want to tell the Israeli government and the Israeli leaders at the moment Israel uses a nuclear warhead against any other country, including against Iran, it will be the demise of Israel as a country, as a state. Why? Because by dropping a nuclear warhead against another country, Israel will become the public enemy number one of mankind, because mankind will never support Israel to use nuclear warhead against another country, killing hundreds of thousands, if not more, people, and they will really ignite huge condemnation among other countries against the government or the regime in Israel, and causing the demise of Israel as a regime, as a country.
And that's what we're waiting on, man. We're waiting on.
I want to tell the Israeli
that regime to fall. We're waiting for Babylon the Great to get destroyed, man. That's it. That's it. But that was pretty much it. Don't want to sound like a broken record. Don't want to get too redundant or anything like that. Ooh, one more thing. I was going to leave this for another video, but it's right here, so we might as well go into it now. So look at this. So you brothers that use ChatGPT for research, be careful. Actually, I would even use that shit. Okay. About a month ago, it felt like it was completely compromised, and now it looks like there's been an overcorrection. So let's look here. MIT researchers have mathematically proven that ChatGPT's built-in psychophancy creates a phenomenon they call delusional spiraling. You ask it something, it agrees. You ask again, and it agrees even harder, until you end up believing things that are flat out false, and you can't tell it's happening. The model is literally trained on human feedback that rewards agreement. Real-world fallout includes one man who spent 300 hours convinced he invented a world-changing math formula, and a UCSF psychiatrist who hospitalized 12 patients for chatbot-linked psychoses in a single year. Damn. You see that? And OpenAI is circling the drain as well. People ain't effing with it right now. They not destroyed, but they got rid of Sora, their AI generation video software that they had pushing out. They're using ads now. OpenAI is pretty much done for, right? So, let's look here. We're not going to go into this entire thing, but I'll put the link in the description, okay, if you want to check that out. But nonetheless, that's pretty much it. Lord willing, this is edifying. Tawada for listening. To all you brothers that are in the truth, continue. Until next time, I say, call Allah Yahweh Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shah Ba'Shem Kwakadash. Again, double honors to my apostles and elders that came before me that brought me to this truth. Shalom.